3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Forex Trading Show. Forex trading live every weekday morning. Real trades, real profits, zero analysis. Set back, relax, and get ready to profit. And now, your host, Terry from FXWithTerry.com.
Good afternoon, fellow Forex traders. It is Wednesday, August 28th, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. We are looking at the free signal. Market is being massively manipulated. Now, you will look at this as a brand new person and go, oh my God, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. This trade, $4,300 in profit, all 4 entries in profit. And if you look at the chart here, you can see that there was, on the daily chart, we had a huge, massive manipulation. That is manipulation, my friends. That is not trading volume of retail traders and investors. It's not. That is bank manipulation, and that is day after day after day after day of manipulation. And this is the kind of trade that if you don't know what you're doing and you're just in an entry, if you're just taking it to take it, then what happens is you blow out your account on something like this. However, with my algorithm, and part of the title that I put on this YouTube video today was how to bid in the current market. The current market is being, the market itself is manipulated. It's being more manipulated. I don't even know how to describe it right now as to why I feel like, and the data shows, it's being so much more manipulated. It's like, here's what you have to understand. The big banks that do this exchange and dump money into the market and move the price, right? It's not us retail traders moving anything. We're not even a speck on the radar. They are doing it with algorithms. There's not people in a room hitting a bunch of keys, taking, a bunch of manual manipulation. It is absolutely an algorithm that does for the bank, because they have trillions of dollars, billions and trillions of dollars to trade. They are really using it against the market lately, in the sense that, as I said, I don't know how to explain what they're doing, but let's look at it this way. Let's say you're a big bank with billions, hundreds of billions of dollars that you're trading in the Forex market, and you want to move the market. You have some data points. If you're moving the market, you have some data points that the average trader doesn't have. For example, sentiment. Sentiment means what direction do the retail traders, what direction are they trading? Are they buying or are they selling right now? And always, it's leaning heavily towards one or the other. That means if, for example, if the market is, the market sentiment is buy, and all of the retail traders are buying, it's very simple for the bank and the algorithm, the bank to use the algorithm and say, well, everybody's buying, let's tank the price. Let's take out all their stops. And if they've overbid for their current account, if they're over leveraging, it's not hard to take them out, right? That is being done across the board on all of these currency pairs. They are moving it in what might be a normal direction with normal volume, and then all of a sudden they dump all of their money into that currency pair. And this is a good example. GBP USD, they have manipulated it up and up and up and up and up. And I had said this yesterday, right or wrong. I was like, it feels like we're at the top here, right? This has gone on for a while. And that is what is happening in the market across almost all of the currency pairs. I know that because I watch and analyze the overall algorithm that I have on 22 currency pairs. And I'll give you an example. Let's go to a currency pair and we'll just talk about it verbally right now and we'll go look at it. But this is a great trade. Let me show you something. And you might be like, what's really going on? This is the free signal. And I've noticed there's people that have decided they want to trade this automatically. Which, if you know what you're doing, you could do that. It's not good or bad. However, I do manipulate the free signal to give you trades later in a sequence. And if that's how you're trading automatically, because this is intended to be traded manually, if that's how you're trading automatically, you're probably in trouble because you're going to have expectations that do not play out when you use this signal as an automated copy feed. You should not be doing that. It is manipulated in the sense that I told the AI system to send out a free signal trade later in the sequence of trades. Now I'm going to show you something here. I can go over to this. This is the daily chart. You can see that it has moved up. We have some consolidation at the top here, and it has moved down, and we are really, really near take profit. I mean, we're probably, if you look at it, it's probably going to take profit in the next couple minutes here. We are so, you can't see it down here, but we are so close to the take profit, it is absolute insanity. I'm going to leave this up. You're going to see this take profit in real time. I'm not doing this. This is not fake. You have access to this. What I want to do is I want to switch back and forth before it takes profit here. You know what? It's gonna happen any second. Let me see if I can show you the image that I have up here. This is the actual trade image. Okay. We got into a sell trade down here at normal volume, and the bank just, and you know what? That is probably, yep, we just took profit right here live. That is absolutely amazing. Profit on this trade, $5,329.07. GBP USD just took profit. And one of the things I can do is continue to talk about this, but that's so cool to see that happen in real time and how close that was. So guess what? The system works. Now, here is my point behind this. We'll look at the profit. Now, what's interesting is the AI system is looking for the next trade to give you in the free system. And it's only going to pull out a trade that is deeper in the trade sequence. If you're trading that automatically, it's not a great idea to do that. There's a better feed to be trading. If you're a subscriber, it's called my one profitable pair feed. It enters the first trade. So that kind of like threw me off here in terms of my trade of thought, because what I wanted to show you, and you can't see it now, I wanted to show you, we can kind of look at this. We actually entered our sell trade, our original sell trade down here. If you're taking the free signal, it didn't show you the trade until up here. So you didn't get any of these trades. That could be a good thing. However, here's what happens. You must trade my system, and I believe, based off of the take profit it's giving you. If you had all of these trades on the way up here, and the top ones were profitable, I seen someone say, you should take some profits. You will lose your ass doing that if you have these other trades down here. Because the profits up here are designed to mitigate any negative trades down here. And if you start messing with the math back and forth, taking a profit from the top and not closing an equal amount of loss at the bottom, it's not going to work out very good for you. So it's just bad advice. The idea with my algorithm is to bid conservatively enough, listen to me carefully, so you can handle a massive manipulation like this right now. This is not normal. Because when I say this is not normal, although we've seen movements like this before, this is happening on dozens of currency pairs at the same time for no high-impact news reason at all. So we are being toyed with and played with. We are retail traders. The big banks, they know what our direction is. They know what the sentiment of the market is. They know where your stop loss is if you're trading one, and I don't. My system doesn't. They know where your take profit is if you're trading one, and we do, right? There is a way when you copy my trades to not copy the take profit, and I suggest you do that. It speeds the system up quite a bit. You don't need it, because when my trade closes, if yours doesn't have a take profit, it doesn't matter. It's going to close at the same time. So it's just about speeding up the system. I was getting ready to talk about another currency pair. EURCHF, one of, if not the, slowest moving pairs in the world. 35 or less pips per day that thing moves, compared to GBP, NZD, which moves 160 pips a day. Right now, EURCHF is pushing hard. And in fact, we'll go look at that on the overall signal monitoring account that I have. Let's jump over to, let's see if another trade is not open, but that's a hell of a trade right there. And the idea is that if you had a couple negative trades in this basket and a couple positive, and you start closing down the positive, you're closing them down too early, because those positives were going to be a lot more positive, and the negatives were going to be a lot less negative. Each of them are dragging the other one. So that whole emotional concept of going, well, we've got some blue trades, get out. Now, if you're manually doing this, you could do that because they were all profitable. But I do have to tell you, if you're using any of my feeds in an automated way and you're taking profits before the system has taken profit, you will lose. The math is not going to work out for you 9 out of 10 times. So don't do that. What you should do is bid properly for the market. I would tell you this, the current market is bat shit crazy. That's a technical term. BSC. That's batshit crazy. So, like I'm doing, and like you should be doing, until I see something different, is bid the minimum so you can survive and protect your balance. Use my most ultra conservative feed is the one profitable pair feed. Doesn't mean you can't blow out your account if you bid too much. My second conservative feed is the 10 pip hybrid. One profitable pair feed trades what? One pair to fruition, to net profit. One at a time. I don't care if it does 40 trades on that currency pair. That's what it will do. And in fact, that's what's happening a lot lately. 15, 20 trades to be able to make the math work out. I mean, come back here and look at this GBP USD. That is insanity right there that we entered right there. And all of this fair market value, like, it's just pushed and pushed and pushed. We got this little pullback today, and we took profit. That is the point behind my system. If I enter a sell here, and my take profit is down here, and the price moves against me and I enter another sell, I'm not increasing the lot size until I get usually up in here. This is what freaks everybody out. The lot size can go up quite a bit up here. But the reason it's doing that is it's looking at all these different parameters like volume, and it's increasing it because it knows we're going to get a pullback. It knows we're at support or resistance. It's looking at the volume. It's looking at the history of this particular pair. Like, it's pushed X number of pips. Makes me think of a free indicator that we probably should look at sometime, just because I don't use it to trade. You potentially could. It's a piece of the puzzle. I don't know why I can't think of the name of it. It is, maybe we'll go look. You know what? It's probably in here. We'll go look. But you have to set it up properly, and it can only really be set up properly. You could do it on mobile. It's better to do it on a desktop version. And again, I just use it for a visual representation. If you install MetaTrader 4 desktop, probably need to do it on a Windows machine. So if you have Mac like I do, you set up a VPS, so on and so forth. Quite a lot just to set up a free indicator, right? But it gives you the levels of extension of a currency pair. And I can't think of the damn name of it. We can look it up in a minute here. But what it does is it looks back a certain period of time, and it says, what are the highs and what are the lows on 3 different levels. So how much percentage does it push to this level, level 1? How much percentage does it ever push to level 2 and level 3? And if you set it up properly, you'll find that level 2 only gets reached 67% of the time, and level 3 only gets reached at like 98% of the time, right? When I'm saying it that way, it doesn't sound properly. Let me think of a better way to say it. It's not that it reaches that. 98% of the time it doesn't reach that, I guess is the point. And so level 1, 67% of the time it doesn't get that far. And level 3, level 2, level 3, it 98, 99% of the time it never gets that far. If it does, it has the idea of snapping back to the median, right? So you got the median, you got level 1, level 2, level 3. Really, I guess you look at the median as level 1, the median price. So price typically is, if it reaches too far, it will snap back. So you can trade what is called pullbacks or reversals. It's typically high percentage of the time is, if it reaches that far, it's going to reverse from there. And that's essentially that's a piece of what we're doing. It's something that my AI system looks at, okay? In fact, let's go look at indicators here, and let's go to main window. Standard deviation is what it is. Now, it's right here. Just the standard deviation is not enough. You have to add it to your chart 3 times and do certain different levels and percentages, and I'll show you how to do that at some point. We'll do that soon since I'm sitting here talking about it. But that's a really great, I use it as kind of sit back and looking at a currency pair. And I know that my algorithm factors a little bit of that in, right? And that's essentially what happened here. So if right here, let's say this was the median price calculated for GBP USD, which is probably about where it was. When it moved up, we took a sell right here, okay? And then it ended up pushing up to 98% of the time. It never gets that far. So at that point, my system will start adding some trades and increasing the lot size right in this area, even though it's got trades all the way up. It will nearly exponentially increase the lot size up here for one reason. Because my original take profit was down here, and when it increases the lot size, it will start pulling up the take profit, and what it did is up in this area, it pulled the take profit right into the zone. That's the brilliance of this system. To do that manually is nearly impossible, especially on 22 currency pairs at the same time. So that's why this system works so well, is that you have to have the stomach for, you have to have the account for, you have to have the bid for this to let itself play out if it happens. If it happens. It's happening a lot lately. Normally, here's what will happen. My algo will enter a sell trade right here, and we'll put the TP right here. Okay. Get a little bit of movement, boom, it hits TP, move on. In this particular case, because the market is being so massively manipulated, unlike I've ever seen it before, I've been doing this over 7 years. My algorithm does really, really well either way. But you have to anticipate, and here's the market we're in. You got to anticipate this. You got to anticipate it. It's happening all over the place. Let's go jump ahead and look at EUR CHF right now. Just kind of remember this. EUR CHF, GBP USD is a middle of the road mover, about 80 pips a day, I believe. 60 to 80. Top GBP NZD being, 160. You can go look at that, mataf.net. Select the Forex volatility, and then sort the list of pairs by pips, and you'll see. So let's kind of go off on a tangent here. The system has not entered any trades. Oddly, there's been massive volume on something like Euro Chief and a lot of the other pairs. It was like a little bit of closure overnight. I think it was like, if I looked at the overall algorithm, like over $1,000 in drawdown on 22 currency pairs, bidding 0.01. That's a lot. A little bit, it was like $8 worth of profit closure overnight, and that's just bidding at 0.01. And yet all of the other pairs, entry. Like, I almost, for the first time in years, turned my notifications off last night. It would not stop. It's because you'd get an entry and there'd be 15, 18 trades on that currency pair already, and my system gives me a notification of everything that's happening. So it's the entry and then the modification of the take profit on the other 18 trades. It was just ding, ding, as you know, MetaTrader 4 does. Ding, ding. It would not stop all night. Almost turned it off. That is 100% rare for me. Usually it doesn't bother me at all. Kind of gives me an idea of what's going on. Fucking thing just kept going and going and going. They are manipulating the shit out of the market. I don't know why, what the reason is, this and that. They're manipulating the market. I looked yesterday. There was 0 news announcements yesterday. I was outside in the pool, actually, and I just got ding, 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 ding. It just didn't stop. I was like, what the hell? I'm looking at the Forex factory for the news. There's nothing there. I think there's some news that launched today. But let's go. Let me pause. Let's go actually jump ahead and let's look at Euro Chief on the overall algorithm. Let me pull it up here. First thing I'm going to do, I'll just share it with you. We'll just look at the overall algorithm here. It has come down. The drawdown has come down. And this is the premium signals monitoring account. This is all of the trades at a base lot size of 0.10 or $1 per pip. So I'm pretty sure is Euro Chief. So let's look at these. Let's see how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11. Okay. For the lowest, slowest moving currency pair in the world, we're 11 deep. Fucking massive manipulation. Let's go look at this on the chart. Now, you can see we did a buy trade, and then the price just, and this is the day chart, it just pushed this scale out to the 4 hour. And you can see what the system did a buy trade. Normally, especially on this currency pair, you get a reversal and a take profit, and it's the slowest mover. Either that or it has an entry, and then it just goes sideways. Look at this thing. In the last 4 hours, I mean, here's some sideways movement. Market closed yesterday, market opened this morning. just pushing, like it's still pushing. And you see what my algorithm is doing down here? It's increasing the lot size. It didn't increase it. It has a base lot size of 0.10. It did 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. And all of a sudden down here, when we're getting some volume and turning around, what it's doing is it's increasing the lot size to bring, and you can see it right here, the take profit closer. We're going to get a pullback. Now, what's interesting in Euro Chief, pullbacks don't happen very fast. They've dumped a bunch of money into the market, moved it. We're in these trades, right? What would I say, 11 trades? If you've bid properly, it's not a big deal. But what people do, especially with my algorithm, they'll trade it in a really good market, and they'll see an entry and a take profit, an entry and a take profit, an entry and a take profit, and they'll go look at their results. Let's go over to the history here. They'll look at their results and they'll go, this thing's doing nothing but winning. I'm going to jack my bid up. Instead of making $4.57, I'd like to make 40. You know, it's always winning. And that is what the market makers pray for. To the market maker God every day. Please tell these dumbass retail traders to just keep increasing their bid. Come on in. Come on in. We'll feed you scraps from the table. Teach you how to beg, right? And then bam! They take GBP USD, for example, through the roof. But it's the same thing with this. Slowest mover in the world doesn't visually feel like it's moved a lot. That's a hell of a lot for Euro Chief. That's a lot. And we're getting some volume down here, and we're increasing the lot size so we can draw this take profit closer to where we're at. It's a brilliant algorithm. I love it. But in a market like this, boy, you better pull your bid back. You do what you want, right? And here's why I say this. Here's why I don't have to pull my bid back. I know how to manage a fucking trade. How do I manage a trade? It's gone too far on me. I'm going to hedge. We talk about it a lot. We'll talk about it more. Ask the questions that you need to. But if I was in this trade and it was running too far from me because I bid more than I probably should for the algorithm and for the current market, then I hedge, protect myself, because guess what? The take profit is always coming closer to the price based off of the algorithm, and we're going to go back and hit profit. So all I want to do is start hedging, and there's a lot of different ways to do it. One of the ways that I hedge is I hedge and let it keep adding trades. Adds a trade, I hedge that trade. Adds a trade, I hedge that trade. Adds a trade, I hedge that trade. It can get complicated. Another thing you can do is go, all right, it's went way too far for my current risk appetite. I'm going to go ahead and place a hedge. I'm going to turn the copy system off so it doesn't add any more trades. And guess what you also have to do? And this is why I suggest it, foresight. I suggest you don't do the take profit. You don't copy the take profit. That way you don't have to, because here's the thing. If I hedge and the market goes against me and comes back and the algorithm is updating the take profit but not adding trades, so I got my take profit way down here past all my entry trades, it's going to shut me down and I can't manage. You follow me? Typically what I do is I'll hedge, shut the copying off, okay? And I'll manage this myself. I can see, and what we're looking at is the premium signals monitor. If you're a subscriber, you get to see every currency pair and what everything's doing. And if it's Euro Chief that you went too far on and you hedged it, you can go watch what it's really doing in the algorithm. You know that it's going back up. In this case, we're in the buy. You know it's going back up to the take profit. You have to play that. If you don't want to mess around with that, although I'm going to suggest you still learn it, then bid very minimal. You might say to yourself, well, Terry, why do I want to make $7.60 on a trade? Isn't that a scalp? Isn't that too low? $7.60 held in Bitcoin after you earn the profit in Forex will turn into tens of thousands of dollars over a 5+ year period. That's what history is telling us. It's currently at 155% combined annual growth rate per year. If you're just jumping into Bitcoin right now, you're probably in the 40-50% a year range. Holding it year after year after year is what increases that. Being in the game, combined annual growth rate. Combined year after year after year. Right now, if you're in Bitcoin, then maybe you're up 50%, which is incredible, right? But it's holding it over time. So don't worry about, especially in this market. In this market, to me, it's about staying alive. It's about protecting my capital, whatever amount I put into my account. And I'll take $2 worth of profit. I'm happy with it. Didn't blow my account. My capital's not at risk. I'm going to hold that $2 in Bitcoin, and I'm going to hold it for 5+ years. And I'm going to turn that $2 into tens of thousands of dollars. Just that $2. Into thousands and thousands of dollars worth of profit just because I held it in the proper place. Held it in the proper instrument. Forex is not the place to get rich. Forex, in my opinion, is the place to amass Bitcoin. You don't have to buy it. You just withdraw it in profits and you hold it. That's it. So be conservative with this. Don't come into Forex, and I'm probably going to shoot myself in the foot by saying this because I know people think this. People come into Forex, and I did the same fucking thing, as to think that, wow, I could create an income from this. You can if you're willing to take massive risk, and you can if you're good at hedging out of a trade that you're in that the market makers have pushed against you. And boy, I'm telling you, they're doing it on dozens of currency pairs at a time for no high impact news reason. You don't even know it's coming. You don't see it coming. So if we go back and look at the overall algorithm here, what was the other one that I heard? It was definitely Euro Chief. Was it Euro NZ? Yeah, it was Euro NZD. Look at this trade. This is the 4-hour chart. Let's go to the day. This thing, we entered a buy trade up here based off of, entry. And listen, my system isn't entering a buy trade because it thinks the price is going to go up. It's entering a buy trade, a lot of it due to like standard deviation, due to volume, and it's expecting a pullback. And if it doesn't pull back, then it keeps entering and drawing the take profit. Like, look at this. It's done these buy trades. It's moved the take profit all the way to down here. We're in this area now, and we don't need much of a pullback to hit our take profit on this, on Euro NZD. We don't. If I zoom in a little bit, you can see it a little farther. But that is massive, massive, massive manipulation. I mean, look what they did here. Ran this green candle up. That is a day candle. That's a huge amount of movement. Probably 3-4 times what that currency pair would move in a day. They moved it. And now it's slowly, a bunch of wicks here, slowly rechasing back. Kind of held at this support area. And they're like, psych! Boom! Send it down again. So you've got to be ready for this. This is not normal. I have not seen these random mid currency pairs, on the mid range of pip movement, be manipulated so much. They're doing it across the board. Across the board. You can pretty much see it and feel it here on the 4-hour. Original buy entry was up here. And then look at this. Just massive manipulation. Sideways, psych. Massive manipulation. And our take profit is right here. So there's not that much of a pullback. I mean, very realistically can happen in a day. Look what happened with GBP USD. I've seen some people kind of feeling the squeeze, for the last 3-4 days. Oh my God, what's this doing? What's it doing? And all of a sudden, boom, while we're watching it this morning, takes profit. Now, if you look at the overall algorithm, if you're trading all 22 currency pairs, which typically no one has the risk appetite or the account size to do this, and if you're bidding a 0.10 base lot size, you made $1,277 a day. That is an unrealistic amount for your average person. Although you're like, that looks terrific. You don't need to make that much. You really don't need to if you're looking at holding it in Bitcoin. Why do I do that? It allows me to trade hyper conservatively, not feel stressed out. And speaking of that, let's go look at my second tier conservative feed. First tier is the one profitable pair feed. Let's look at the second tier called the 10 pip hybrid. I will pull it up here and share it with you. And it kind of gives you a contrast because you saw the overall account. We're in 2 trades. And I'm going to show you the history here. Nothing closed overnight. So again, this is ultra conservative. And for the week, it is up. If you're bidding a 1.0 lot size, this is a sample account, you've made $3,659.38. You don't need to bid that high. You can scale this back. In fact, when this comes out to you in the 10 pip hybrid, it comes out at a 0.01 base lot size. And it's just trading currency pairs, a group of pairs, 2, 3, 4 pairs that do not have currency crosses in them. You're not trading USD something and USD something else. You're not trading GBP and GBP something else. I've separated the groups, and you don't have any currency cross trades, and it just gives a level of conservatism, right? It's conservative. So in this market, I'm pulled way back. I have a large account I'm trading. I've pulled way back, mostly just for the emotional support of the whole thing, right? I don't need to stress out. Let's pause, and I got to pull up my account list here because I want to see what I want to show you. We looked at the free signals. We looked at the 10 pip hybrid. Let's go look at gold, the gold scalper feed. I have not looked at that today. I will share it with you. It is right here. We are not currently in any gold trades. I'll share that with you, which is good, right? Because that means the system has done what I wanted it to. Overnight, it traded 3, 4, 5 trades, and it ended at $14.92. It's scalable. You can scale it up from there. I ask it to make about $10 a day. That's what I've told it, and it does the math, and it will do that, right? So that's looking good. You can trade that. Have we had runaway trades on gold? Yes, we did. What, a week or so ago? People even lost some accounts because they were like, this wins every day. I'm going to go ahead and 3x and 5x this on my small account, and then they blow their account. If they were paying attention to me and understood how to hedge, it's possible to hedge this. One thing about this algorithm is it will do sell and buy at the same time to trade itself into profit. Makes it a little bit harder for you to manually manage that. So Derek says gold closed 10 minutes ago. Yeah. So good system, good algorithm. Let me pause here. We already looked at the overall system, the premium signals monitor. That's really where I wanted to be today. And I already talked about what I think you should be bidding in this current market. You should be bidding, you should be pulled way back. Because I don't feel comfortable telling you anything, because we'll be in a nice trade and all of a sudden the market will move so far against us. I've had to hedge like 2 or 3 times in the last 4 months, and that's pretty not normal. I might hedge twice a year on a trade. The last one we will look at here is my new algorithm test, and I'll kind of show you. Again, we're going to watch this the entire month of September. Let me pull it up here. Oh, and you know what? There's a couple things to look at. I will look at this. I'll just show you. We're doing it. We're keeping on GBP USD. I've got it at absolute minimum bid, and I've told it to make about $3 per trade. Okay, so very, very low risk, and we've had to do that with GBP USD. So if you go look at the overnight closure, it's made $6.44. You'll notice it closed out these two to get it about a $3 profit, and then it closed out this one to get it about a $3 profit. So it's very ultra conservative. The entire design behind this algorithm is to survive any market movement mathematically. This has protections in place to be able to say, the market's moved too far against me. I'm going to close out some stuff. I'm going to close some profits on one side and close some losses on the other and get out at break even, or even a small little loss or a small little profit. But this is designed, and we'll see. We're going to watch it the entire month of September, and we'll also see what the market is deciding to do. I think it's just going to be wonky until after the election. I don't know. Don't follow me. I'm an idiot. But I think this will do really well. I mean, it's made what? If you look at the history for the week, it's only been running a couple days. It made $9.88. So, again, that might not sound like a lot to you, but I'm telling you right now, if you did this algorithm and you just let it run conservatively and comfortably for months at a time, and you took those profits out weekly, even if it's $10, $10 held in Bitcoin, if it continues to do what it's done in the past, $10 over 10 years, $10 a week over 10 years in Bitcoin is $6.5 million. Who wouldn't do that? If you're not doing it, you're probably crazy. If you think that Forex, given the current market, or really given at any time, you think that Forex is not so volatile and that you can create a daily, weekly income like I thought in the beginning, and you're going to live off of that and you're going to use that to pay your bills, even if you can manage and manipulate it that way, you are giving up tens of millions of dollars in profits by holding your profits in Bitcoin instead of spending it as an income. I get it. Everybody wants to quit their job. Everybody wants to do this. Everybody wants to do that. Hang on to your job for 5 years and put all of your money into Bitcoin. And I believe that's the way to go. Don't take my advice. I'm an idiot. I'm a gambler, right? That's what I'm banking on, and I'm no dummy. I've been doing this a long time. So you do what you want. That gives me a pause to look at one more thing. And this is a hedge that I'm in. I have not looked at this since yesterday. So let's take a look at this. It's literally going nowhere. USD JPY absolutely sideways. Remember, I locked in my drawdown at about $120 by doing this hedge here, an equal and opposite sell from my buy. It is absolutely sideways. It literally, these numbers are pretty much the same thing we were seeing yesterday. Although this profit was probably higher than it's showing now, it's still pretty much sideways. Let's go look at the pair itself. Yeah, I mean, look at this on the 4-hour chart. It's just in a range here. It was down here yesterday. It's up here, but it's still not close. It's closer, but it's not close to stopping me out of my hedge, which would take me out at a slight little profit. And I really need the price to go back up here to get out of this at break even. And there's all kinds of scenarios that could happen here, but here's the thing to learn from. I mean, I don't want to sit here and give you the 22 different scenarios. It could bust up here and go sideways, so it would take out my hedge. I'd be at a lot less negative on this particular buy trade, and I might feel like that's time to get out. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to trade this into break even. I'm going to manage this into break even at least, right? And also, it's like, well, wow, I'm not, imagine trying to make an income and you're in this trade. You're like, I'm not making any money. No, it's the market is just not favorable right now. It's not. It's actually favorable if you take a subset of my 22 currency pairs, which is my 10 pip hybrid feed or my one profitable pair feed. You bid minimally on that. You amass small profits, hold it in Bitcoin that will turn into a lot more, thousands and thousands and thousands, if not more, of dollars held 5+ years. You got to be in it for a little bit of time. Do you have 5 years? You have 5 years to be a millionaire? I do. And I'm even probably older than most of you. So that's it for Wednesday, August 28th. Appreciate you joining me. Come into the group if this is a brand new video you're finding on YouTube. fxwithterry.com. Come into the Discord group. Start taking the free trades and building your confidence that what we are doing is unique and different from anyone else out there. It's not a claim. It's a fact. No one's doing it the way I'm doing it. No one's going live daily and showing their actual trades on an actual algorithm that you could actually copy. They're not. They're all speculating on, well, if you had entered a buy over here, you could have taken profit up here. You know what the fuck they're talking about, right? This is the trade we're in. This is what we're doing. This is what's going to happen. So that's it. Appreciate you watching. I will see you tomorrow, Thursday, August 29th, ending the month pretty soon here, or certainly this week. And I'll talk to you later. Take care.
Thank you for joining us on the Forex Trading Daily Live Show. Get access to all of the free trades with full auto trading at fxwithterry.com. Be sure to subscribe and get notified of the daily live stream. And get ready for your next profitable Forex trade.